If you have student debt, you may be wondering when your student loan payments are going to resume. In this video, we're discussing when student loan payments are currently set to resume, giving expert advice on what to do to prepare for when loan payments resume, and discussing if President Joe Biden will cancel student debt. Student loan forbearance started at the beginning of the COVID-19 lockdown in March of 2020. Federal student loan payments are currently set to resume on September 1st, 2022. The date has been pushed back multiple times, so the date may change again, but in the meantime, it's important to know what to do when they resume. The first thing you want to do is review your loans. It may have been a while since the last time you thought about your loan or reviewed your loan details, so familiarize yourself with the key details, including your interest rates, what your balances are, and what company is your servicer. The more you know, the better you can prepare. When student loan payments resume, you don't want to waste any time stressing out and worrying about how you'll be able to make payments. The best advice we could give you to prevent that would be to prepare a budget. And the best people to give you advice about budgeting are our friends over at Credit and Debt.
Hey there, Ask Abby here from Credit and Debt to help you build your budget. If you're still waiting on the government to resume those student loan payments before you start paying, it's probably a good idea to at least include them in your future budget. Seeing and understanding how those monthly payments fit into your budget and expenses will help you be prepared whether or not the government actually cancels student loan debt. If you start including your future monthly student loan payments into your budget now, it'll be less stressful when those payments actually come around and you have to adjust your financial priorities. So go ahead and run different scenarios on whether you pay the minimum payment or a little bit extra and see how your budget might be able to adjust. To get a little bit ahead, the best thing you can do right now is figure out what your minimum monthly payment will be and start putting that aside in your savings account. That way, if your student loan debt isn't canceled, then you'll have a head start. If it is, you have great savings.
So Abby, do student loans affect your credit score?
I'm glad you asked. Like other loans, student loans do affect your credit score and are reported in your credit report. That said, if you miss any payments, that means that your credit score will be negatively affected. So make your payments on time and you might see a boost in that credit score. Something that's a little strange about student loans and credit scores is when you pay off that debt in full, the accounts will close and consequently, your credit score will temporarily drop. Not a big deal, it'll go back in no time.
If you're concerned with how your student loans, or any loans for that matter, affect your credit score, we recommend you monitor your credit. For that, you could utilize IdentityIQ services, which could help out with a lot, such as staying on top of changes to your credit scores and accessing your credit reports from the 3 major credit bureaus.
So what should people look out for if they have a student loan?
That's a great question. Along with being prepared to resume payments, you need to be on the lookout for student loan scams. Scammers are looking for ways to trick student loan borrowers once payments resume. Here are 4 tips to help avoid student loan scams. Number 1, research the lender. Read business profiles on the Better Business Bureau's website and visit ftc.gov/student loans for resources on student loan scams. Number 2, never pay a fee upfront for help. Consumers can apply for loan deferments, repayment, forgiveness, and more directly through the U.S. Department of Education or their loan servicer at no cost and do not require a third party. Only scammers promise fake loan forgiveness. Number 3, never give out your personal info. This includes your federal student aid ID, social security number, and other personal information. This information could be used to log into your account and could lead to criminal activity. Number 4, utilize identity theft protection. This makes it easier to spot an issue before it gets worse. With credit monitoring like IdentityIQ services, you get identity theft protection with fraud alerts along with identity theft protection. Now that you've received expert advice on what to do when payments resume, we could answer the question you've been dying to know. Will President Joe Biden cancel student loan debt?
Hey there, it's Ask Abby again from Credit and Debt, here to give you the 411 on President Joe Biden's plan to cancel student loan debt. What? Truth be told, even with a crystal ball, or whatever this thing is. There's no telling whether or not student loan debt will be widely forgiven. Even the most hopeful don't think that it's going to be forgiven in totality. So make sure you start budgeting in advance. Some people would love if President Joe Biden would cancel all their student loan debt. But it's looking like if there were to be any cancellations, it would be around $10,000. President Biden's current plan to forgive $10,000 of student loan debt only cancels the entire amount for about 25% of the population who owes student loan debt. So unless you're in that 25% and you have a crystal ball that works better than mine, I would suggest you start saving to pay for your student loans in totality. If you need help with your student loans right now, creating a budget to pay them off, maybe you're looking to consolidate your student loan payments and reduce that interest rate, go to creditanddebt.org and sign up for free to call one of our coaches or explore our options for student loans right on the website.
While you should start preparing to resume your payments for now, it's possible that the government may pass some further form of relief or another extension. In the meantime, keep an eye out for scammers trying to trick you into a student loan scam, prepare your finances, and review your loans. Continue to follow the news to see how you may be affected. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media so you can stay on top of your finances and get the latest cybersecurity tips.